Hi Reddit. I'm Ashley, 28, and I'm finally ready to say this out loud. I gave everything to a man who gave me barely the bare minimum and cheated on me while I was paying our rent. Yeah, let's talk about it. We met when I was 24 and he was 27. His name's Jake. He was charming, ambitious, said he was building his brand. I worked 2 jobs. He worked on ideas. I didn't mind at first. I believed in him. He had the passion, the confidence, that I'm gonna make it big, energy that sucks you in when you're young and think love is about potential. He talked about launching a fitness app, a podcast, a clothing line. He had logos drawn up, Instagram handles secured, notebooks full of plans. I said, let me help. So I picked up weekend shifts at a bakery, gave up brunches, stopped getting my nails done, cooked every meal at home. Also, he wouldn't have to work double shifts, so he could focus. The first year, I paid 70% of our bills. He promised it was just until the business took off. I told myself this was temporary, that this was what support looks like. Even when I'd come home dead tired and find him gaming with the guys or watching YouTube for research, I'd smile and bring him dinner. Because that's what you do when you believe in someone, right? The second year, nothing launched. The app never made it past the mock-up. The clothing line never went to print. He started staying out late. Networking events. He'd come home smelling like cologne that wasn't his. Said it was the club air. I asked questions. He laughed. Don't be insecure, Ash. You know I love you. And I believed him. Because I wanted to. Because after everything I gave, it had to be going somewhere. Right? Then came the night I couldn't sleep. I was sick. Flu or something. He was out with the boys. I was curled up with a fever, scrolling TikTok, when his phone buzzed beside me. Unlocked. Stupid. Wide open. A DM popped up. From a girl named Taylor. Had fun last night. Let me know when you're free again. I opened the chat. Photos. Club selfies. Screenshots of Uber rides. Jokes about, your little wifey won't even notice. I couldn't breathe. I scrolled deeper. More girls. Some flirty. Some blunt. Some just straight up nudes. And not one. Not a single one. From the man who promised he was building a life for us. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. Not yet. I screenshotted everything. Airdropped it to myself. Then I lay back down, shaking, and waited for him to come home. He came home at 2:38 a.m., reeking of vodka and cheap cologne, laughing on the phone with someone, probably one of his boys. I was lying on the couch, still in my pajamas, pale and sweating from the fever, with my laptop open beside me and every screenshot ready to go. He looked at me like I'd left the stove on. Why are you up? You okay? I didn't answer. Just turned the screen toward him. First slide, Taylor in his DMs. Second, a map of his Uber drop-off near her apartment. Third, a photo of her in his hoodie, the one I bought him last Christmas. His smile dropped faster than his jaw. What the F **K Ash? Yeah, that's what I said when I saw it. He stood there for a second. Didn't deny. Didn't apologize. Just scratched his head like he was trying to reboot himself. Look, it's not what it looks like. It looks like you've been cheating on me with random girls while I pay for your goddamn groceries. Silence. I pointed to the door. Leave. Wait. Can we talk? Now. He didn't move. So I did. Grabbed the trash bag I pre-packed from the kitchen. Dropped it at his feet. Inside, his sneakers, a pair of jeans, deodorant, and his iPad. He looked down like he was offended I touched his stuff. You're really gonna throw everything away over some dumb texts? It wasn't texts, Jake. It was months. And it wasn't dumb. It was you. You think I didn't struggle too? You think I didn't have pressure on me to make it? You didn't make anything, Jake. You let me build the whole thing, then acted like you were CEO. He didn't leave right away. He hovered in the doorway for a while. Said things like, you're blowing this up. Let's be adults. This is just a rough patch. But when I said, your new girlfriend can pay your rent next month, he finally got it. He left. I locked the door behind him and stood there for a full minute. No tears. No movie moment. Just quiet. My head still ached from the flu. My heart. Numb. But something shifted. For the first time in a long time, I wasn't holding the weight of someone else's failure. The next morning, he started blowing up my phone. Calls. Texts. Voice notes. Let me explain. I messed up. I need you. I blocked him. 2 hours later, he messaged me from a new number. You seriously ruined my life over one mistake. That's when I knew. he still didn't get it. The first week without him was quiet. Too quiet, honestly. No gaming sounds from the living room. No empty energy drinks on the counter. No, babe, have you seen my charger? While I try to do laundry, pay bills, and send invoices at the same time. Just me. And silence. I thought I'd cry. I didn't. I was exhausted. Mentally, physically, emotionally. But mostly, I was embarrassed. Because I gave everything to someone who gave nothing. I cleaned the apartment like I was exorcising a demon. Got rid of his clothes. His protein powders. His sketchbooks with half-baked business plans and phrases like monetize masculinity written in Sharpie. The only thing I didn't throw out was his PS5. I listed it on Facebook Marketplace for $450. Sold it in 10 minutes. Paid the electric bill with it. Poetic, really. Then, 5 days later, I got a DM. Instagram. From someone I didn't follow. At Jenik_lifts. Hey, I know this is random, but were you with Jake? I stared at the message. Typed. Yeah. Who's this? She replied instantly. We met at Club Name in February. He said he was single, but I saw pics of you two later and realized he lied. He said you were his cousin. I literally dropped my phone. Jenny wasn't just a fling. She'd seen him every weekend for almost 2 months. He took her on dates, brought her coffee, sent her voice notes, even let her post photos, as long as his face wasn't in them. She showed me screenshots, DMs, receipts. One even had a photo of him in our kitchen, holding the same mug I bought him for his birthday. He'd sent it with, just got up, wish you were here. And she replied, next weekend, face blowing a kiss. I felt sick, but Jenny wasn't cruel. She was pissed too. I had no idea. I'm so sorry. If it makes you feel better. He told me you were crazy and obsessed with him. Classic. That night, I didn't cry over Jake. I cried over me. For the girl who worked double shifts. Who skipped doctor's appointments to save money. Who fought to protect a man who was busy building a second life behind her back. I called my best friend at 1 a.m. I think I'm more mad at myself than him. Good. That means you're not in denial anymore. So what now? Now, you make a plan, and next time he comes crawling back, and trust me, he will, you remind him who really built the life he ruined. It was a Thursday night when he showed up, unannounced, knocking on my apartment door like we were still good, like everything was fixable if he just looked sad enough. I peeked through the peephole. There he was, hoodie up, hands in pockets, like he was trying to look smaller than he really was. I didn't open the door. Ashley, please, just talk to me. There's nothing to talk about. I messed up. I know that. But you don't get it. You're right. I don't get how someone cheats on the woman paying his rent and lies about it for months. Let me explain. No. I almost walked away. But then he said it. She's pregnant. Silence. Ooh, Taylor. I opened the door. Not because I forgave him, but because I needed to see his face when he said it. And he said it again, quietly this time. She's pregnant. And I don't even know if it's mine. She says it is, but I don't know. So why tell me? Because I panicked. I don't know what to do. I miss you. I made a mistake. I don't want that life, Ashley. I want us. I laughed. Out loud. It startled him. You want us. Now, after using me like a credit card and a therapist while you were out knocking girls up? It's not like that. It's exactly like that. I stepped outside, shut the door behind me, and got in his face. You didn't just cheat. You humiliated me. You disrespected everything I did for you. And now you want me to feel bad because you might be a dad by accident. I didn't ask for that. No, you just risked it. Every time you said you were out networking, you were laying bricks in the wall that killed this relationship. He looked like he was about to cry. I didn't care. Then he said, I'm going to be a good dad. Better than mine was. I swear. And that's when I really lost it. You can't even hold down a job or keep a Google Calendar straight. But sure, let's believe that now you're ready for responsibility. Because babies really fix men, right? He didn't answer. Because he knew I was right. I walked back inside. Locked the door. He texted me 5 minutes later. I'm sorry. I don't want to lose you. Blocked. That night, I poured myself a glass of wine. Put on the playlist I made back when I believed in us. And deleted it. Because she's gone now. The girl who made playlists for men who wouldn't even carry the groceries in. I made a new budget. Deleted our joint Spotify account. Changed the Wi-Fi password. Bought a new bed set mine. I went through the freezer and tossed all the protein shakes he'd left behind like some low-effort time capsule of failure. Every move I made felt like I was cleaning someone else's life out of mine. Because I was. At work, my coworkers started noticing. You look lighter. Did you change your hair? You're glowing. Got a secret? No secret. Just freedom. Sleeping alone? Glorious. Not hearing someone snore through life while I work to hold it together? Even better. I started going out again. Dinner with friends. Drinks. A weekend trip with my cousin I hadn't seen in years. For once, no guilt. No checking in. No wondering if someone would use loneliness as an excuse to screw someone new. Then I got another message. Different name this time. At Sammy.bay. Hey, this is super random, but I think we might have dated the same guy. My stomach dropped. Was his name Jake? Yeah. You dated him too? Too. Like we were part of a club. I asked for details. Turns out Sammy and Jake had been hanging out for months. During the time I was buying groceries and running to Walgreens to get him cold medicine. He was hooking up with Sammy at her place after he left mine. He told me he was single, she wrote. Said his ex was obsessed with him and wouldn't leave him alone. That she stalked him on social media and made fake accounts to watch him. I laughed. Then I sent her screenshots of his messages to me. The I miss you texts, the I want us back, the it was a mistake voicemails. She went quiet for 10 minutes. Then, WTF. He was with me last weekend. Boom. We talked on the phone that night. Not a bond, but to confirm how deep the lies went. He told her I couldn't move on. Told me she was just a distraction. Told Taylor, the maybe baby mama, that I emotionally abused him and made him feel small. 3 versions of the truth, and all of them lies. By the end of the call, Sammy said, "You're lucky you found out." And I said, "You're lucky you're not paying his rent." That night, I started writing a list. Not of what I lost, but of what I gained by leaving him. I hadn't seen Mallory in almost a year. We used to be tight, same friend group back in the early days of me and Jake. She drifted out once she started grad school, and I got buried in holding up my relationship. We bumped into each other at a coffee shop. One of those awkward, "Oh my God, how have you been" moments. We sat down, started catching up. She asked how things were with Jake. I smirked. "Oh, he's gone. Fully out of the picture." Her eyes widened. "Wait, what? Since when?" "About a month ago." "Long story." "Wow, that's wild. I just saw him 2 weeks ago." My eyebrows shot up. "Where?" "That startup mixer downtown. He said he was launching a men's wellness brand." I blinked. "He told me he shut down all his business stuff." "No. He was passing out cards and everything. Seemed like he was doing well. Actually, he had a booth and merch." "Wait, merch?" "Yeah. T-shirts, hats. All branded. His name was on all of it." That was the part that broke me. Because I paid for those shirts. Months earlier, I helped him fund marketing materials for his so-called brand. Venmo'd him $500. He said it would go towards samples and web hosting. Instead, he ghosted the project. Said nothing came of it. That it was too soon. But apparently, while I was thinking he'd quit, he was rebranding and removing me from the entire story. Was he with anyone? I asked. Mallory paused. "Yeah, some girl. Blonde. Pregnant. That stopped me. Taylor." I didn't catch her name, but they seemed close. She was rubbing her belly. He was smiling like a proud dad. Boom. There it was. The truth he claimed he wasn't sure about. He knew. I thanked her. Played it cool. But inside, I was vibrating. He took my support, my money, my time, and used it to build an image with another woman, and lied about all of it. That night, I logged into our old shared Google Drive. He never removed my access. Inside, mock-ups, inventory spreadsheets, profit projections, a full e-commerce plan using my old budgeting templates, the ones I built for our home finances. He didn't even bother changing the column labels. I laughed so hard I almost choked. Then I downloaded everything, just in case. I didn't confront him right away. I sat on the information for 3 days. Did yoga, cleaned the kitchen, ran errands. Every hour I waited made me calmer and gave me more power. Because I wasn't going to blow up his phone like a bitter ex. I was going to make a statement. One that would be quiet, direct, and impossible to forget. He texted me first. "Hey, just checking in. You okay?" I hadn't heard from him in over a week. Classic timing. Right when he thinks the dust has settled, he pokes around like a rat looking for crumbs. I replied, "Yeah, actually. Want to meet?" He said yes instantly. Of course he did. We agreed to meet at a coffee place near where we used to live. Neutral ground. Public. I showed up 5 minutes early. He showed up 10 minutes late, looking underdressed, overconfident, and exactly like the guy who used to sleep till noon while I worked double shifts. "You look good," he said. "I know." I didn't offer a smile. We ordered drinks, sat down. He tried to ease into small talk. I cut him off. "I know about the merch." He blinked. "What?" "The brand. The shirts. The booth at the mixer. I know everything." "Mallory. Doesn't matter." He shifted in his seat. "Okay. Yeah. I didn't think you'd want to hear about that. You made it clear you were done. You mean after you lied, cheated, and left me to bankroll your dreams while you knocked up someone else?" He looked around, nervous. "Can we not do this here?" "Sure. Then listen." I slid an envelope across the table. Inside, printouts of every Google Doc from the share drive, screenshots of my Venmo payments to him labeled for branding, photos of his merch table, pulled from a tagged Instagram story. He opened it, looked through everything. "What is this?" "A receipt. For what I built." "Okay, so what? You want credit?" "No. I want you to know that every time you post a motivational quote, or brag about your grind, or sell a shirt, you're standing on top of my work. My effort. My spreadsheets. My unpaid labor." "Ash, don't speak." He shut his mouth. "You don't owe me money. You owe me respect. But since I know you're too broke, and too small, to give that, I'll settle for this. I know what you are now, and I'm done blaming myself for ever believing in you." He looked stunned. Not angry. Not defensive. Just hollow. And when I stood up, he didn't follow. Didn't argue. Didn't ask for anything else. Because he knew. I wasn't there to get closure. I was there to give it to myself. 2 months passed. No texts. No drama. No weird DMs from strangers. Just peace. I got a new job, project coordinator for a small media company. Good pay. Chill co-workers. No one asking me to fund a passion project or edit their pitch decks at 2 a.m. for exposure. I moved into a new apartment. Smaller but mine. Fresh sheets. New couch. Different light. It was the first time in years my space felt like a reflection of me, not a shared scrapbook of someone else's ambition. One Saturday morning, I was at brunch with a friend when I heard the name. "Did you hear about Jake?" I looked up from my mimosa like someone had said ghost. "No. And I'm good." "No, seriously. It's insane." She slid her phone across the table. A Facebook post. Mutual friend. Caption. "Some people really burn down everything good." Below it, a story. Apparently, Taylor caught him cheating. Again. This time with one of her friends. At her baby shower. Let me say that again. At her baby shower. The post didn't give all the details, but comments? Unfiltered. Didn't even wait till after cake. Men like that don't deserve diapers or visitation rights. Ash tried to warn y'all. Oh yes, my name was in there. People remembered. And I won't lie, it felt good. Not because I wanted Taylor to suffer, but because it wasn't me anymore. That wasn't my circus. Not my baby. Not my unpaid trauma therapist role. Later that night, I checked his brand page. Gone. Deleted. All posts removed. Bio changed to under construction. Guess the merch didn't sell without a woman behind the curtain. I got a DM from Sammy, too. Remember her? So apparently he told Taylor I seduced him and ruined his life. Skull, skull, skull. Let him keep digging, I replied. Sooner or later he'll fall in. I didn't reply to anyone else. I didn't gloat. Didn't post about it. Didn't screenshot or share. Because I didn't need proof anymore. I had peace. And he had exactly what he built. A collapsing fantasy held together with lies, broken trust, and fake hustle energy. I went to bed that night with a candle lit and no phone buzzing beside me. And for the first time in forever, I wasn't wondering who he was texting. I was too busy thinking about what I wanted next. It started with a knock. I opened the door and saw someone I hadn't expected in a million years. His sister, Lauren. We were never close. She always stayed out of his messes, but she was polite, smart, quiet. The kind of girl you think has it all figured out until you realize she's just really good at pretending nothing's wrong. She smiled, sheepishly. Hey, sorry to just show up. Do you have a sec? My first instinct was to say no, but curiosity won. Yeah, come in. She sat on the edge of the couch like she didn't want to touch anything. I stayed standing. So what's this about? She took a breath. Jake's not doing well. I said nothing. He's spiraling. Taylor kicked him out. He's staying with a friend, doesn't have a job, and honestly, he talks about you a lot. Not my problem anymore. I know. But he's sorry, Ashley. Like really sorry. He knows he messed everything up. I laughed. He messed up 3 women at the same time and lied to all of us. He wasn't sorry. He just got caught. Lauren looked uncomfortable. I'm not here to excuse him. He asked me to give you this. She pulled out a folded piece of paper. A handwritten note. I didn't take it. You can keep that. It's not dramatic. He just wanted to say he's sorry for wasting your time. He didn't waste my time. She looked confused. He taught me what I'll never accept again. That's not a waste. That's tuition. She nodded slowly. He said you'd say something like that. Then he's finally learning. She stood. Anyway, I just figured I'd try. You deserve better. From all of us. That caught me off guard. She opened the door, then paused. For what it's worth, I think you're the best thing that ever happened to him. I smiled, tired. Yeah, I know. That's why I left. That night, I did open the note. I'm not made of stone. It was short. I was lucky to be loved by you. I ruined it. I get it now. I hope you find someone who never makes you question your worth. No excuses. No blame. No promises. Just a whisper from the man I once believed in. I tore it up. Not out of anger, but because I didn't need it anymore. 1 year later, I was sitting in a podcast studio. Crazy how life flips. The host was someone I'd met at a networking event. She loved my story. Not the Jake one, but the one after. How I rebuilt. Started freelancing. Launched a mini financial coaching page for women trying to leave bad situations. She invited me on a talk about resilience, boundaries, growth. We were 45 minutes in when she paused and smiled. Okay, last question. Totally up to you if you want to answer. I nodded. If you could say one thing to the ex who broke your heart, what would it be? The room got quiet. Her co-host shifted. The sound engineer looked up from his screen. And I smiled. Not fake. Not forced. Real. I'd say thank you. They blinked. I leaned forward into the mic. Thank you for showing me what I was settling for. Thank you for teaching me that love without respect is just performance. Thank you for wasting my time, so I'd stop letting others waste more. I used to think I needed closure, that I'd feel whole if I got an apology. But the truth is, I got something better. I got free. There was a pause, then applause. Soft but honest. The host looked a little glassy-eyed. Damn. Okay, that's going in the trailer. We laughed, but I meant every word. That night, I walked home. No texts. No drama. No way in my chest. I passed a club he used to sneak off to. Didn't flinch. Passed a billboard of a brand that looked like the one we once sketched out together. Didn't feel bitter, because it was all behind me. And in front of me, everything I built without him. He was a detour, and I was the destination all along. See you later.